Welcome back to the Unanimous Decision Podcast. I am your host, D Palm. Follow me on Blue Sky, Instagram, all the socials at DPalm66. Follow the show at UDPod. You found us, so lose a subscribe on iTunes, subscribe on Spotify, subscribe everywhere at your podcast for free 99. Subscribe on YouTube. That's right, YouTube. We're dragging this podcast into 2015, one episode at a time. The handle is at UDPod66. Subscribe, like, do the things, comment. I'm replying to comments now. Like, it's a whole thing trying to get this out to more people. As always, brought to you by DanielPalmerMortgages.com. If you can pay your rent, you can pay a mortgage. It's my job to help you qualify. And the MTR Network. Make sure you check out the Insanity Check. It's back for you in these very, 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 very trying times. And then Chris and I are recording this weekend. I don't know what we're going to talk about. I have suspicions, but it's going to be entertaining and it's going to be out there for you guys to listen and peruse. We're recording this on March 16th, 2026, and that's why I've got my guest here today to wish us all a very happy Stone Cold day. We've got Ham. What's going on, brother?
Had to bring it in the right way. I'm
Yes, sir.
actually practicing Lent, so there's no alcohol. And man, has that been a test,
Of all the times to stop drinking,
dude?
there's never any more.
I've told a couple of people. I said, if and I joked around and called it the nuclear option, but hey, the way we're headed, I don't know. I was like, hey, the nuclear option happens.
As a heathen, I applaud you your temperance, and I find no need for it.
I didn't give up cigars, so I haven't gone completely insane.
How has your 316 day been? Have you enjoyed? Have you told anyone about their John 316? Shove it right up their ass because Austin 316s. I just whooped yours. It's one of those things that I don't care how old I get, I'll always remember that promo.
It is perhaps, and I know we talk about, oh, that's the greatest promo.
Mm-hmm.
No. People just don't understand. He cuts that promo on a Sunday. That next Monday, there's Austin 316 signs everywhere. If you went to if WWE was in your town, you would go. Like, it would be Saturday, Sunday, whatever.
It was
could
not
be like
WWE,
Monday Night Raw.
It was WWF before those uppity hippies stole the trademark.
Yeah, which is wild. But yeah, you go to a show and you knew if it was in your town and you couldn't go, you knew, at least for me, you knew the next day everybody was going to have an Austin 316 shirt. And I remember it had to be either, I want to say 97, and I'm in the lunch line, and you just see a string of black 316 shirts. And it's like, you went to the show, you went to the show, you went to the show. I mean,
I'm not going to fake the funk. I was a WCW kid.
That's fair.
I was rocking the black shirts with the Sting, with the scorpion on them. Those were my hotness.
Fair.
I was a Sting kid who, hey, when Sting put on the black and white paint, I was like 11. Like, it was the perfect time for a cartoon to turn into something more serious and to like grow up with me. And I was like, oh, so I've been a Sting mark ever since. That being said, I do not discount. There's something to be said about the ability to turn your entire career around with a few simple words, because until that point, he was stunning Steve Austin, and then he was the ringmaster, and kind of these gimmicks that never really stuck. And they kind of let Steve be Steve, and magic happened. And he broke his neck, and he had to change his entire style, but he still found ways to succeed in a much shorter run than we think of these days.
Oh, my gosh.
Possibly the brightest star this industry ever produced in such a short amount of time. Yeah, man, if you're not practicing Lent, crack a Steve Weiser tonight. Throw on some of those old YouTubes and find a pop that'll curl your toes. There's one in he comes out in the 4-wheel. It's the Kurt Angle pop. He comes out in the 4-wheeler and sprays them all with the milk truck, and it's the loudest I've ever heard a building.
Oh gosh, yeah. It's funny because, like, Raw used to be 3 hours. I mean, when it was on USA, when it was on USA, it was for a time it was 2 hours.
Oh, and it was 2 hours. Like, first of all, it wasn't just Raw. It was Warzone.
Yes.
And then Raw is War.
Oh God,
we are old.
Oh my God, yes, we are. I remember there was a time where, you remember when they had the BCS rankings during Monday Night Football at halftime.
Remember it. Yeah. Let's go slow. Let's say yes, I remember it. To be fair,
Yeah,
yes.
and so the two things that would occupy my third and fourth grade mind were, okay, I need to find out who's going to be in the BCS. Also, what is Austin going to do at the end of the night? Like, I've never been so concerned of what Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to do at the end of the night. How is he going to terrorize Mr. McMahon and the entire
See,
Helmsley McMahon regime?
this. I think we've driven down into the difference between us as men, because you were here for that action every week. What's the action going to be? Mine was, how's Sting going to scare these motherfuckers? How's he going to haunt them from the rafters?
Yeah,
The uncensored. There's an uncensored where he comes out with the vulture on his arm and a voiceover plays, and it's still to this day chills. I can feel it in my spine. Oh, I don't know, man. It's something else, but it's amazing how that stuff can grab you. We're going to talk more wrestling. And one of the fun things about the show is I don't tell anyone what we're going to talk about when we get on here. Hammond's just so good at this that he was like, hey, we're talking Austin. I got Austin memories. Now we're going to talk about some stuff I know he knows all about, because this weekend was a crazy weekend. You had Selection Sunday, you had the Oscars, and you had a 17-hour AEW card.
I respect anybody who goes to an AEW show, WWE, whatever. I respect that you do it, but I'm sorry. We gotta put you on a timer, dog.
I go to Dynamite, man. Dynamite's crisp 2 hours, and I'm out. Like, Dynamite's very nice when it's in your town.
I went to a double taping of AEW, and it was just like, it was 4 hours.
Oh, I wouldn't go to a taping. I'll go to a live Dynamite and I'll leave.
Yeah.
I'm not coming for a Ring of Honor, and Ring of Honor can't find a TV deal, and Ring of Honor hope we get a TV deal. No, I'm not here for that. But we're not going to talk about any of that stuff first. I want to talk to you about something you and I both love.
Yes.
The NBA.
Love it.
Because I looked up this weekend. Did you see the Lakers Nuggets game on Saturday?
I had it on. So I had like the YouTube TV, had the whole quad box thing going. Okay. I see the Lakers game, but I'm focused on Venezuela and the Dominican Republic. I believe that was the game that was on.
You're talking about baseball.
Yes,
this is America, Jack.
But sure. So I'm watching I see the Lakers game.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, Lakers are up double digits. And then I look up again. I'm like, oh, the Nuggets came back. And I eventually watched the game back and everything. And I'm just looking like, man, it's one of those nights. And I know that Kobe, when he was in the last, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 years of his career, he would have a game that it brought you back to, oh, this is why I love the NBA.
Right.
And LeBron and Luka and all those guys, and Jokic on the other side, Murray, Luka. They had a game. They had that type of game where you're reminded, this is why I love the NBA.
This shit's a lot of fun, yo.
Like, who cares if it's, Orlando and Cleveland on a random night in February?
Was good on Saturday too.
Yeah, I mean, the league, when it wants to act good in front of company.
So this is one of the reasons I want to talk to you about this. So first and foremost, that Saturday night ending was awesome. And also, there's someone listening right now who's like, Andrew Hammond, how do I know that name? You know that name because he's the guy on your social media timeline who tells you a channel and he says the word now. And I'm so glad you gave us a little insight into the behind the scenes of the magic.
Here's the thing: there's really no magic to it.
It's just someone who watches too much sports.
I will be the person that this is. I would say it's 20 years of getting a sense where a game is headed.
Yeah.
Getting a sense of, oh, okay, I feel like I know where this is going. You don't try and predict it, but you're just kind of you're watching it, you're observing it. And this is, as somebody who, their first story writing for the AP, it was a 7-run, comeback in the final 2 innings of a game. So I'm having to I'm nervous as hell already. So I'm already scrambling to rewrite a story that needs to go out immediately to the entire world. And I'm just like, oh, shit. But I mean, there's something about the dramatic ending. And I think that in this day and age where we're all watching different things, and you know how it is as a sports fan. I mean, there was a time 20 years ago where you knew somebody was watching something, and we all weren't on social media, but we all knew. So, like, for example, Vince Carter at the All-Star game, at the slam dunk contest.
Yeah.
Everybody's watching it.
Exactly.
And there's something beautiful about that moment where everybody can just go and be like, you know what? We need to watch this. And so if I'm watching a game, half the time I'm just kind of like, all right, CBS now. And it's just like, well, we'll see what happens. And there's times where, what?
You do such a service for us old, married, child having people, because I'll be like, I don't even get on social media that much. Like when it's post 5:15 to like half an hour ago.
Yeah.
It's not my life, man. It is. I'm on child time.
Yeah.
And if I can sit down and be like, oh, what's going on? And I open my app and I happen to see you and it just says this channel now. First of all, I'm like, I did cut the cord, so I need to find a new way to find this. But I eventually find the way to find it.
Yeah.
And I'm never let down. It's even stuff that I don't. Dude, I've watched the only college basketball I've watched this year because of you. And to be fair, it hadn't been much. But
okay,
the stuff that did seep in, it was because of you. So I ask you that. You celebrate sports in a way that resonates with me in a real way, because I think about Matthew, like my son. He's 2.5, and he's going to be inundated with sports as money-making content, as gambling content, as getting spreads put on screen. So my entire goal with like doing this show and being cognizant of, I talk about with Felder, is I want to make sure that his at least entry point into sports is, I like sports because sports are fun and cool. Like sports are fun. Yes. And I happen to, like, with this new partnership for new different outlets for the NBA, I happen to turn to Inside the NBA after the Lakers Nuggets game. And it's Chuck and it's Shaq shitting on the game.
Yeah.
Shitting on the Lakers, talking about how it's not with, and I ask you, as someone who's in that space and lives in the media space, but also as a sports fan, like, we reached the tipping point where it's like, hey man, like, I don't want to be the one who throws the old dudes out the club, but it might be time to throw the old dudes out the club.
Oh, it's past time. Like, the thing about, we love going to the barbershop and hearing the conversations, but do we want to pay attention and watch this? Do we really want to watch it? And this is why, and I've been the biggest proponent of, it sucks that David Zaslav and Turner decided to take out the big money-making machine. That sucks. Don't get me wrong. But let's be real about it. Nobody was looking for important NBA information from those guys. But the sad fact is, it's kind of like with College Game Day. You have the biggest platform. You are the entry point into the sport. So, yes, you have a responsibility. So, if you want to have serious discussions, like I forgot, it was after, oh gosh, it was after an incident in the NBA, and I want to say it was like either in-game fight or something.
Okay.
And Kenny and Chuck and Shaq are talking about it, and they kind of sort of poked fun at the whole. I forgot what it was. It was maybe 2001 or 2021, 2022, something like that. And I'm sitting here going, this would be the perfect time for them to, as stewards of the game, as the entry point for the casual fan, be serious about it. Take it serious. But the problem is, those guys don't take it serious. And while it's good to have laughs every now and then, guys, like, everybody's looking using you as a punching bag for the sport because you completely shit on it no matter what happens. Like, imagine we have College Game Day and you get Nick Saban, Kirk Herbstreit, Desmond Howard, Pat McAfee, boo, and all these guys, and they continue to crap on the product
Right.
for 2.5 hours every single week. People are going to be pissed.
It's interesting because one great example, College Game Day. I usually use the NFL because that's kind of the most blatant. But you're also right. College Game Day, they're not owned by NCAA, but they also know it doesn't behoove them to shit on their own product.
Right.
The NBA has been this thing where, because you're frozen in a certain period of time and you're locked in a certain view of nostalgia, where it is the only way we can communicate to fans about our product is how much you shouldn't watch our product. And it colored everyone else's taste too. And so now that you've got Amazon and you've got Peacock, who are these new voices bringing new eyeballs to the league with new entry points, you're getting that from a point of passion. And because those exist now in such a large spread media space, it casts them in such a relief. It's so blatant now. It's blatant to the point that when Turner re-upped their contracts and they realized, we don't own the games, we need to outsource this entire payroll out to someone, and Disney raised their hand, it makes ESPN's coverage look bad.
Even worse, honestly.
When you're leaning on this flagship that happens to be something that tells you why the league is bad and not good, then I don't want to watch that. And it's been really interesting because the first half of the year, they kept the motherfuckers off the air. Like, I noticed that too.
Mm-hmm. Well, and think about even before this season began. Go back to the finals last year. Everybody's like, "Oh, put the finals logo and the trophy decal on the floor." First off, the big decal trophy that's at midcourt, never do that again. That was absolutely horrendous. You put the NBA Finals logo of the year in the over at the elbow. Over in the half court, it's fine. Do that. Don't do the finals trophy in at center court, please. Just don't. It was terrible. It was awful. But that's the old man in me. But at the same time, the fact that the presentation value of the NBA Finals, your showcase event, a Game 7, which I feel like when we look back 10 years from now, it's going to be a very valuable series for the sport.
Mm-hmm.
And ESPN treated it like it was a March Wednesday night game. Yeah. And I'm looking at this like, do you guys even care? It's like when EA Sports has a property.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, congratulations, you have the NFL license. Yay, what do we do with it? I don't know, just do more DLC. I don't know.
It's wild. TLC, that's really funny. It's wild because you're 100% right, and it feels like they're like, well, why aren't people watching more? You told us not to. Yeah. Why aren't people watching regular season games? You told us not to. And there's a lot of good regular season basketball being played. Look, the West, outside of the top two is locked in. It's going to be Oklahoma, San Antonio in 1-2, one of those innings. But below that, it's a goddamn rock fight.
Yeah. And it's
the Lakers are 3.5 games up on the Suns, and that's the difference between 3 and 7 in the West.
Yep. And this is what people like. You go back to the mid 2000s to, I'd say, pre LeBron going to the Heat.
Okay.
Inside the NBA was a fantastic place for that, where you could, if there was a big game in the West around this time of year, everybody's watching inside the NBA because they're talking about what this means going forward. All these different things. Like, when they realized, we can just do whatever and nobody cares. That's where they lost everybody.
We don't have to watch the games anymore. Yeah. They also decided that they'd gotten so well compensated for playing the roles that they had that never evolved them. Shaquille O'Neal's kid plays basketball. You know what Shaquille kid's kid is not? A back to the basket big.
No.
He shoots threes. He lives in the wing. Shaq would tell you that's not real basketball. He's not coaching his son that way because he's playing a role. And I think that once Back to wrestling. Once you've worked yourself into a shoot, brother. Once you're living the gimmick, Rick.
Oh God, yeah.
Once you don't know the line between Terry and Hulk, maybe it's time for you to walk the fuck away.
It's wild because and like it's for me it got worse when the marriage between Turner and CBS happened with the
When they
NCAA
pushed
tournament.
Chuck to college.
And so you have Kenny and Chuck, which I feel like they tried for maybe a week. I think it was, they started doing it in like 2011.
Yeah.
And I feel like they tried for a week and they were like, I can't do this. I just can't.
I love the line that Chuck tells every year. He's like, I got to study up for this tournament. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
And I see what you're doing, and we will get there. Let me finish with the NBA. Yeah. I see what you're doing. I noticed you.
I'm just saying. I look. The only thing that I hate about this time of year is that Kenny and Chuck come over and they want to act like they care about covering something. And I'm like, y'all don't even do it in your own job.
Let's talk about the job they're not doing, because we got a lot of fun in basketball. We've got a little bit more than a month. First round one's going to kick off April 18th across the many NBA partners. Bruh, we're shaping up with something special, man.
This is what, and I think like we talk about the entry point for the sport.
Yeah. The
finals is one thing, but it's the evolution of the playoffs. It's, if you're a 7 or 8 year old kid and it's a Tuesday or a Wednesday night, and I know for me growing up, it was like, especially like in middle school when the NBA really,
when it's your life, what else is there?
Yeah, and you're just like, oh, I need to go to bed, but oh, by the way, we're third quarter and the Kings and Sonics are in a series. And yes, it's fine because it's only game 2, but guess what? I need to see what happens. I need to see
how it ends.
Yeah, well, I need to see if KG is going to continue to go off against whoever, and but I need to see this, because if I show up to school the next day, oh, you went to bed early.
You know what's even more beautiful about that? It wasn't, I hope I hit my over. It wasn't, I hope they cover. It was, I want to see if they can do this shit.
Yes.
Like, and that's Allen Iverson stepping over Tyronn Lue will always be burned into my mind. You know what won't be burned in my mind? Like losing a bet.
Yeah.
And it's that desire for optimization in all things. We're losing the beauty of the thing. It's Hornets fans who are like, oh, we should probably tank, when you've got a fun fucking team that's been great down the stretch, and Con Knipple should be the rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Like, it is the beauty and the messiness of a long 82 game season.
Yeah. I mean, we think about this whole tanking aspect, and like, look, Bam going for 83 is awesome. That's really dope.
Oh,
here's where I get upset. And it's not at Bam and it's not at the Heat. Washington, dog.
You know what? I'm upset.
If I'm Adam Silver,
as I said last episode, at least they didn't not double him, unlike Dwayne Casey in Toronto. Never sent a double all 48 minutes. Who are we really mad at?
Yeah.
Let's move on. Before I get Kobe's people, I got one of my friends who is a dog. This is a Kobe person. She is a Kobe person, and she goes, I can't stand him, motherfucker. And
well, hopefully Ice Cube's son's not listening. Is he okay, by the way?
O'Shea Jackson. He's over here writing kayfabe, baby. He's over here writing fan fiction about how they try to hurt the Lakers. Fine, Hammond. For the record, when I asked Andrew to be on, I was like, hey man, can you come on? We're talking about NBA. He goes, yeah, we talk about college basketball too. And I didn't reply because I don't like being rude.
And it's fine, dude. You. This is your show. I don't give a shit.
We're here. No, it's that time of year. This is the first year I'm going back. I'm doing the company pool for the first time ever.
Oh,
because this is the year where I'm not even gonna pretend. I don't know anything, because why would I lie to myself? I know nothing. I do know one thing.
What?
It's okay that it's 2026. I've been checked out for years. I'm coming back in time to both hate on Bruce Pearl and Duke, and it feels great for the record.
Good for you. You do know that I'm a Duke fan, right?
I've chosen to overlook certain things to
It's
maintain
fine.
our friendship.
It's fine. And look, I'm not like the diehard Duke fan, like, oh my God. Like, I'm just kind of like, look, everybody hates them. I get it. It's fine.
So you're just a natural
Whatever.
heel, is what you are. You're Bobby
Look,
Heenan.
look. We're on a spinning rock that's spinning out of control, and it's
Oh
probably gonna go
wow,
into
that's
the
a very
atmosphere
Duke
one
answer,
day.
Stephen Miller.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, yeah, there's a line you might have crossed.
No,
We ain't
no.
gonna compare me to him.
For the record, Stephen Miller is my year at Duke. Duke was my other school. I was going to go to Duke and wrestle, play football at Columbia. I'll have a lot of friends who went to school with Stephen Miller and who went to school with JJ Redick. I have stories about both of them that I'll tell you off air. But
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Well, yeah, you're gonna have to tell me because wow. Whew.
that being said, give us the primer for those of us who know nothing about college basketball. Let us know what we should be watching for this March, and kind of like, obviously, look, I want to talk about your team because you got the best player in the nation in Cam Boozer.
Yeah.
What do you think the realistic propositions are for Duke? Because this has been interesting to watch from afar. Again, not at all invested,
Right.
but watching kind of the results in the season ebb and flow, and how it's reflective of college football, where I tell people the top end talent still top end, but there's less depth behind it, and that's turned into better talent elsewhere. And I think you've seen that happen even more quickly in college basketball because of the impact one player can have on a roster.
Oh yeah, impact. I mean, we talk about impact of one player on a roster, and this isn't Duke necessarily, but a team that I've got going to the Final Four, which is Arkansas. Darius Acuff Jr. I think he can. When we talk about those Kimball Walker type runs, when we talk about Carmelo taking somebody
Speaking
to
my language, okay, these are the years I used to watch.
yeah,
Thank you
so
for
like
that.
when you talk about a guy who can just basically take a team on his back and go to a Final Four, yeah,
Okay,
Darius
so can I ask
Acuff
a
Jr.
follow-up
can
question?
probably do that.
Follow-up
Yes.
question. Is this a product of Arkansas spending money on basketball, or is it Coach Cal being freed from the constraints of people actually paying attention to what he's doing?
I think it's a mix of both.
Okay,
I
enough.
think there is a Coach Cal is going to get talent whenever and wherever.
Even the Little Rock.
Yeah, look, hey, it works.
That was not a complaint. That was not a joke. That was, if anything, the note I was hitting was admiration. Like, God damn, you got a Little Rock.
I mean, look, if John Calipari reaches the Final Four, so him and Rick Pitino, which I love how we've kind of recognized. Oh, those two guys don't get along, but they're essentially the same person, except one person probably lasts longer than 15 seconds. But that's another story for another
It's
day.
interesting. I was talking about them as a duo recently because
Yeah.
they're both so good at what they do, specifically coaching college basketball.
Yes.
But they're both different flavors of scumbag.
Oh my gosh, yes. And that's the best part about it. It's like what they do in college,
no one else can do.
only be done in college. Like, yeah, have a couple of guys gone to jail for Rick Pitino?
Yes.
Yeah, that's it's kind of like, well, life. Okay.
But guess what? Rick Pitino will beat you into submission to winning in college.
And Rick Pitino will take 5 bums out of LA Fitness and, go to a Sweet 16. So
meanwhile, Coach Cal just says, I'm going to make you rich.
Look, I mean, they essentially made a 30 for 30 off of it. So,
and guess what? Now it's the law of the land. Y'all can all kick rocks. This shit worked.
Oh man, like
Calipari should just. I'd have a shirt that says "I was right." Like y'all wouldn't be able to shut me up.
Oh god, like I didn't watch it for a couple of years because it was at the time where ESPN was just cranking them out like crazy. Yeah. I think I might have watched it during the pandemic, and I'm just like, yeah, like like you're moved emotionally watching the two Escobars, or you're laughing at the absurdity of the Southwest Conference. With Coach Cal's, 30 for 30, you're just like, yeah, no, that's about right. Yeah, he's not wrong.
It's one of those documentaries that just confirms everything you thought. Like there's that Manosphere documentary on Netflix right now that I have not watched yet, but it keeps getting recommended to me. And
I'm not ready to watch that, by the way, because I know I'm going to get mad.
Well, I'm already mad. Like I lived it. Yeah. I'm already furious about this stuff. I might as well have it organized in a place where I can reference it to other people.
Channel that energy, my man.
I watched the internet destroy my brain. I watched the brain of others over the last 15 years, and they say, "What do you mean?" Like I can just point to the documentary now. Like if it doesn't start with Gamergate, I'm not watching it. Like I want them to be like, "Oh yeah," and that's the reason your games have loot boxes is because of Jeffrey Epstein. If you don't care about children being hurt, you should care about that.
Oh boy.
If we teach children to monetize their games early, they're easier to influence into gambling. Also, the gambling is their fault too. It was their plan to break us as a society. Please, please, please wake up. That's the message I'm hiding in the middle of this podcast.
Okay, are we gonna have like a super brain food?
No. Back to sports.
Okay, sorry. I thought if you were gonna go on a whole Alex Jones thing, look, hey.
See, and this is why I don't talk about it in public, because I'm right and it sounds crazy. Like, that's the thing. I know I'm right and I know it sounds crazy.
Dude. This is me, like, when it comes to college football theories and stuff. So, like, during college football season, if you catch me on the right day, oh, yeah. No, we're pulling out the...
we're going to texags.com. We're going to have a fun day on the message boards, baby.
Oh boy, I missed. I used to be on TexAgs before I had a life.
Anyone who doesn't understand today's society wasn't on message boards in the early 2000s. Was not on college football message boards. It all makes sense.
Like, look, people who survive on social media now, who are on the message boards back in the day, you could be talking about a quarterback controversy. You could be talking about a quarterback situation, and you know what? A couple of clicks, and you're talking about viral, not viral like conspiracy theories, but you're talking to people who there's not enough salt on them fries.
We're talking about people who correlate Texas A&M's recruiting rankings with the price of oil. Whoops, who said that out loud? Anyway, let's move on.
Shout out to Stephen Godfrey, by the way.
Shout out to Stephen
Who did not lie.
He's never told a lie or a joke.
No, real quick though, I was looking at oil prices, obviously, because the world, and I was like, "Oh shit, Texas A&M might have a run in there."
They're about to put something together. Everyone thinks we're joking, and we're not. Guess who owns Kyle Field? The Iranians won't bomb it. It was expensive. Okay, so.
Well done, sir.
Let's talk college basketball somehow now.
Speaking of Texas A&M, they're in the tournament this year.
Oh, everyone's in the goddamn. There's 80 billion. Is it expanded again? How many teams am I looking at this year?
So it's at 68. If it expands again, I'm not saying that I will go to the NCAA offices and repeat a certain day in history, but you're pushing me towards my limit, y'all.
Indianapolis, you put on notice, baby. Hey, man, so when does it start? So I'm recording this on the 16th. When is the first play-in game?
It will be starting on Tuesday. So
come on.
Yeah, it's first four, baby. Yeah, you've got the 16 seed matchup, and then you've got the 11 seed matchup. And if this is a proper platform, I would like to just say something about the play-in games real quick.
Please.
The play-in games should not involve teams who have automatic bids. It should be teams that did not get an automatic bid. Like, they should be the at-large teams. Because I'm sorry, and I understand why they do it, because it's essentially you're getting paid to go to the game, blah blah blah. But look, I'm sorry. If you won the MEAC, you won the SWAC, you won the Patriot League, you won whatever, to me, you're automatically in the tournament. You shouldn't have to go to Dayton, Ohio. And no offense to the fine people of Dayton, Ohio, but no, you shouldn't be like the way station on the way into the tournament. We've got our are playing games Tuesday and Thursday. I always count Thursday as the start. So you got your playing game on Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday is the real thing. Because I'm sorry,
Okay.
I just can't. I can't do the play-in. But people who make much more money than I do are all about the play-in. So I'm just like, okay, I'll just shut up and just eat the slop, I guess.
I do want to say this. I don't know shit about college basketball.
Gotcha.
I do know I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now that is Team issued from Columbia football in the early 2000s. And the women's basketball team at Columbia right now is on a run that has never been seen in school history. Their coach is Megan Griffith, who is my class at Columbia. We went to school together.
Oh, okay.
She's currently the winningest coach of women's basketball history at Columbia. The last 2 years, they went to the NCAA tournament, winning a game last year against Washington in the first four.
Okay.
They beat Washington 63-60 and then lost in the first round to West Virginia. They are in the WBIT this year, so they've lost in the semifinals at Ivy League in overtime at Harvard.
Okay.
But I want to give a huge shout out to Megan Griffith. She was dope as a classmate, but watching what she's done with that program, she was an amazing basketball player at the school. But to watch her, kind of blossom into this like a nationally recognized fantastic coach has been just really cool to watch from afar. So shout out to the Lady Lions, and I hope they do fantastic in their tournament.
Nice. Dope.
Talk about the women's tournament for a second, because it's been a busy year. I'm not as checked in as I normally would be this time of year into women's basketball. What Dawn Staley's done with that squad down there has been nuts.
Yeah.
It's been interesting to see how Mulkey has evolved her team. Again, I'm an SEC guy, so I watch mostly SEC basketball, but I also know what Gino's done up in UConn. What am I watching for in the women's tournament, which for my money is still the better of the two tournaments?
You are correct. Women's tournament, there's talent everywhere. And I know we say that much. And I know that we say that every year about the women's tournament, but there's literally it's displayed how just a team like an Ole Miss evolves. And a couple of years ago, they go on the road and beat Stanford in Palo Alto to move to the Sweet 16. You've also got a school like a Notre Dame, who's a 6th seed, who has Hannah Hidalgo, who could very well be the player of the year.
For those who don't know, Hannah Hidalgo is she's not the main character of the season, because she's not I don't think she's transcended in the way that some of those other characters have been.
Yeah.
But she has been year in, year out so important for that team and so dependable. And every time they've had a question, she's been the answer. And I'm telling you right now, I'm just seconding what Hammond says. He's the expert here, but man, oh man, she's a fun watch come March. Please watch.
She's the type that they may not be the most talented team.
Right.
But if Notre Dame was to go to the Sweet 16, and she Hannah will literally pick everybody up, put them on her back, coaching staff, the trainers, equipment staff, all that. She will carry them to the Sweet 16. She just doesn't give a damn. But no, I mean, I think you've also on one end, you've got your contenders. You got UCLA, you got LSU, South Carolina, Vanderbilt with Michaela Blakes, who is one of the best players. She reminds me of KD in terms of just the fact that when she gets the ball, she can score the ball so well. So Michaela Blakes at Vanderbilt, just such a talent. But then at the same time, you've also kind of got this weird situation going on at Tennessee. I want to say they're either an 8 or a 9 seed this year.
I can't believe, at a certain point, your chemistry should keep you out of the tournament. We shouldn't be doing this in public, I feel like.
Well, and it's you think about Tennessee, they kind of they're in that same mode. And I know that one of my favorite people on Blue Sky, Holly Anderson, is not going to like when I say this, but Tennessee kind of has that. Tennessee women's basketball has that Ohio State football. You should not be bad. In terms of you should not be bad. you are a recession-proof program.
I always
But
believed that.
there, and the vibes are
Post
bad.
Pat, I felt like it's not fait accompli. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's fair. I just the vibes are bad.
The
The
vibes are
vibes are so
like you've
bad
got coaches calling out players post game. You've got like it's all this
the
is what I'm
player
saying.
at
Like
senior day.
this feels like a private matter that's spilled into the public
We
repeatedly,
are
and now it's going to happen again.
We stayed past the neighbors. We're at the neighbor's house a little too long. We're learning a lot about what's going on next door, and
Familial dynamics.
yeah, it's a little uncomfortable, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all not want to? Y'all need a moment? We can leave. We'll come back and get the Tupperware later. So yeah, no, it's going to be fascinating to see. Obviously UConn, which a part of me is kind of annoyed at UConn because it's
Fair.
they're going to go undefeated again, but at the same time, you have to appreciate the fact that this is like a damn 30-year run of okay. We're just gonna go like whenever Gino Auriemma feels like it. I'm gonna go undefeated this year. Okay, that's cool. Wait, what?
So when it happened before, like when we were growing up, it felt like they were one of like 3 programs taking it super seriously. And then it felt like the rest of the world was like, okay, we can take this seriously, and we watch the level. It feels like the dream team dealing with international basketball.
It really does.
Like
where it's
still,
like,
the gold standard.
You raised the level. Okay, here, I'm going to get this ladder, and I'm gonna stack a couple more ladders, and then there we go.
And I'm just from someone who's not a Gino guy, like on a lot of levels, but like what he's been able to sustain there has been so impressive. And to come out this year, like you said, roll out the undefeated season is beating. I want to make something very clear. They've done this before, and it's still impressive, always impressive from just an endurance and focus perspective.
Yeah.
The level of talent to which they've had to do that against to achieve it this year is nuts.
Yes. And
it's nuts.
And it's they haven't always been in the toughest conferences. But the fact that they just put belt to ass against whoever, like it could be San Diego State, it could be South Carolina, it could be 5 bums at a Y. It doesn't matter. They're going to put a foot in your ass for 40 minutes.
Every time.
And the fact I love is that sometimes Gino isn't happy because I think he's just kind of like, oh, I know they can go another level, but maybe I won't be happy about this 40-point win.
Gino's happiness, I'm pretty sure.
I respect it, honestly, because after a while, why would you be happy all the time?
All this winning must get boring. Before we get out of here, I've got you here, and we're both wrestling fans. I want to kind of go over some things that are on the mind. Revolution was last night. 17 hours of professional wrestling, not quite that long, but again, it's a lot of professional wrestling. I do have a toddler and a career, so I've been able to watch 0% of it, but I'm very excited to rewatch it later. I have seen some highlights, and we're not going to touch on the whole card. There's a couple things I want to ask you about, though. With everything we've heard in the media, particularly from her book, and her own voice, Ronda Rousey's not a fan of this business, and her appearance last night at Revolution was seismic.
Yeah.
Because whether you love the idea, hate the idea, don't know if Cocaine Tony's back on that ish, you do know everyone's paid attention because that's the topic du jour. It's not about what happened Friday night. It's not even about what we're going to talk about at the very end after this in Texas Death. It's not even about Will Ospreay coming back on a broken neck in like 6 months, which probably seems unsafe. It's about this woman who hates this business coming back to do some more business. How's it strike you?
The funny thing about it is because when you mentioned Tony, I was like, oh, Tony Storm. I was like, oh, no, Tony Khan.
The other Tony.
Which when you said cocaine, I was like, oh, no, Yeah. But no, Rhonda, I'm interested in seeing what Rhonda does. And because I know that, she's done interviews and stuff where she wanted to do more in WWE. And
Right.
she wanted to, and I hate saying it like this, she wanted to enjoy wrestling. And there's there was a time when she was there where you could not enjoy wrestling, even though it was a wrestling company
It was the
with a
machine, right?
wrestling ring, uh, doing wrestling moves. But no, you can't enjoy wrestling. So I'm interested in seeing what they do. I think pairing her with Tony Storm and the whole Marina Shafir thing, which that's going to get Tony back going, which I'm sorry, I love Timeless Tony Storm.
How could you
It
not?
is
Fantastic character.
it is arguably the most entertaining part of weekly wrestling at some points, because literally you're just like, no, I just need to hear the Tony promo. I don't
Ah,
care
Tony, you
what's
crazy bitch. And keep it
I
moving. It's
don't
fantastic.
care how Darby Allin and his teenage angst is gonna do. No, I just want to
Couldn't
see
care
Tony
less.
Storm for 2 minutes, just talking absolute nonsense.
Tell me to
So
watch for the shoe, Tony. I'll watch for it.
yes, oh god, it's so good. But yeah, love where that's headed. Um, I do love how John Moxley, how he's not in WWE, but he's paying tribute to Hunter style booking and prolonging the whole Death Riders gimmick with dude. They've been trying
So
to contemplate on that for like 6 weeks.
this is my new theory based on what happened last night because
Yeah,
again a timeline occurred that I didn't think was possible.
yeah,
When they did the slow turn with Mox and still kept the group heel, but
yeah,
he's kind of like the honorable fighter of professional wrestling. One, I do think that he's achieved the goal, the stated goal of Death Riders originally, which was to not worry about everything outside the ring, only worry about what things in the ring. Like it's interesting to watch how of the three Shield guys, they've all achieved the dreams that they kind of had. Like Seth's on Rich Eisen show like twice a week.
yeah.
Roman's on the part-time schedule doing movies with his cousin, and John Moxley's like, I want to redefine what television wrestling looks like, and he's
Mhm.
largely been doing it with Takashita, and it's been really fun to watch. But I think that with Ospreay coming back and kind of having to because you got to remember in kayfabe, Mox put him out.
Yeah.
Mox put him out, and so this could be kind of that. This could be that the thing you're saying. Hey, they've been treading water. This could be the reason why. And so
Mhm.
if they had a better, I agree with you. It's kind of like, hey man, why are we all still here?
There's a
What
chase. We need
didn't
to
you bring
cut
in
to it.
Pac? Isn't Pac here now too? That's weird. Anyway, but like, if it was a vehicle to give Osprey something to do and people to conquer on his way to taking that belt off of Mox,
Yeah.
hopefully at Wembley and all in this year, then I will throw my hands up and say, touche, Tony, you got me.
Yeah.
Because if he's booking around this health of this man who very much, like, again, I watched him do the Sky Twister press and those highlights, and I felt nervous on Sunday. And maybe that's part of like the kayfabe. You're supposed to feel nervous for the athlete. Like that's part of the thrill of the sport that we love.
Right.
But also like you just broke your neck, you piece of shit. Like come back.
Dude, like when I saw the move, I was like, oh, Osprey's back, and then like you're scrolling, you're like, oh, he,
Because
sir,
you think like everyone else in an AEW pay per view, they're coming out to do a promo or be at the stage and get the pop and all this.
yeah.
No, I'm coming out and throwing corkscrew insults. No big deal.
The man is not. He, I don't want to compare him to AJ Styles, but you're just kind of like, what is your problem, sir? Like
You know
early AJ Styles was reckless as hell.
and the worst part about the Osprey thing is I don't know what could occur to make him be less over. Because that place went ape shit for Will Ospreay. Like, and I say Javon Evans is young Will Ospreay if he was 6'5".
Yeah.
But one, the bulk Ospreay has added really adds to the effectiveness of his offense. But two, the time, like this is what I'm excited about Javon. Like he's super young right now, but like over the years, he's going to continue to build his storytelling abilities and his chops and make those moves mean more when he hits them. But also, the connection with the fans and his style of wrestling is going to go so deep.
There's a joy that Osprey has in the ring and his connectivity with the fans that Javon has and his connectivity with the fans. Like it makes wrestling fun again. Like,
Man.
this is supposed to be, and look, we can get into the Danhausen of it all, which I'm sorry, I think is some of the funniest shit in the world.
We're the same kind of fan because I'm right with you. It's
Yeah.
a variety show, guys. It can't all be indie. It can't all be PWG. And guess what? PWG had a lot of goofy shit too.
Like, have you been? It's like people want to talk about. Oh, we need serious. Like, when you want your goofy shit, you clamor you clamor for the serious stuff. And when it's vice versa, I'm just like, guys, sometimes you just need some goofy.
And then you let them collide.
This is glorified street theater.
Danhausen's going to get in the ring with Gunther, and it's going to be fucking hilarious.
Yes. Like,
before we go back to WWE, I want to stay on the main event really quickly from AEW. Stills have been out. Vito's been out. Texas Death. We could talk about not really my cup of tea. So as far as the style of the match, there's a line that I don't cross as a wrestling fan, and syringes is part of it, and so is the skewers.
Yeah.
The skewers have got to stop, guys. I really hate the skewers. But I also understand that I'm an old person. This isn't necessarily for me. So again, variety show. This is the thing I don't take. I do want to talk to you about, from a storytelling perspective, Hangman Adam Page saying he will no longer challenge for the AEW Men's World Championship. We saw this kind of happen earlier with the Codyverse and how that ended up with Cody going to WWE. I hope, I think, I pray Tony's got a better plan in place. Because guess what, guys? Me saying I'm not challenging for a title, welcome to the history of professional wrestling. There's ways to book around that. So, like, let's not take it super seriously.
Did he sign anything?
It wouldn't matter if he fucking did.
No.
It's a television show.
It's almost like we're setting it up for the Adam Page heel turn. And
or no one can beat Max. Adam, we need you. We're begging you. He cares to every baby face on that fucking roster, which, by the way, full of baby faces at the top of the card.
Which is babies. I was gonna say, isn't that kind of like the first Max run where it was like,
except it wasn't compelling because he did it and there was no story after. There was nothing to chase. Well, if you put Adam Page at the end of this chase, where each time they go, Adam, we can't beat him, we need you. I promise you. I told everyone I was done. I told everyone it's not about breaking your words, it's about saving this company. Bingo, bango. Hey, we're doing all out, and we're having a great time with MJF and Adam Page. Like, there's paths to get this thing going. But I guess my question to you is, how much better is this Max run than the first one? Because this one feels like he's really, I don't know if it's the post-turkey thing with the hair extensions or what it is, but it feels like he's bought more. Everyone's got eyeballs. We can all see him.
Look, you know what? Hey, him and CM Punk went to the same guy.
The guy did good work.
Look, hey, we respect fine craftsmanship around here.
Punk cuts it like it's real hair.
Look, I think the fact that Max is a made guy.
Yeah.
And not saying that he wasn't before, but the
Adam Cole stuff got in the way of a lot of that first run.
The Adam Cole stuff got in the way, and once he was, to me, he was made with the CM Punk feud.
Agreed.
And then, he has the injury. Then, he goes out for a little bit and kind of just gets other people, some run. And then he comes back much more confident. I think he realizes how much of a natural babyface he is anyway. And because he's a full-blown heel, but like, that man's music hits, those are some elite pops that he's getting.
Yeah.
So
character heel, but natural babyface. You're right.
Oh yeah. And so I think that with this run, it's also one of those times where you can just go, do what you want to do. Like, you've got the pin.
Yeah.
You help write the story. Like, who are the guys that you want to put over? And I feel like that's where they're headed with this, where it's just, who do you want?
Yeah.
How do we want to?
That's where we did Zilla Fatu, Bandito, Brody King. Add these names to people who when it comes down to nut cutting time, you can say they're a viable threat to the title because of the matches that they put on with Max. That's good because I think that's the one thing I thought was missing the first time was his inability to build the next crop of stars. But I think that the road is set out for that. And then for the baby face, he doesn't get the face. Swerve's right there to be that secondary heel. Last thing I want to talk to you about before we get out of here. Last Friday night, we got the one thing I've been waiting for all WrestleMania season. The one thing that's going to make me activate my VPN that night and say I'll backdoor into some WWE and watch 2 nights of WrestleMania on a small screen. By God, we got Murder Randy, and I didn't even know it happened. Andrew, I was so checked out I was on SmackDown. I was like, oh. Yeah. Cody won the title last week. They're going to sign the contract and go the legacy bullshit. They're going to, we're going to play in our history to build
Yeah.
And I get a message on Instagram from one of my non-wrestling friends the next day and said, that shirt's kind of dope. And it said, RKO everybody. And it's Randy covered in blood, bludgeoning Cody Rhodes. And I was like, oh my God, they gave us Murder Randy. And ever since that moment, I've been like, let's get to Mania. I don't need any more build for that match. Don't put them both on ice. I don't want to talk about it. Just get me to that match. Holy shit, we got Murder Randy.
Look, we've not only do we have 09 Randy, which somebody was saying, oh, let's get Brandy involved. And I'm like, no.
Brandy Obama, man. Y'all leave Brandy the fuck out of this.
Well, no. Here's the thing. If we do the whole 09 Randy thing, that means Brandy, no, we don't need that. Nope. We don't need to ruin children's, lives, okay?
No one needs to see their mama get punted.
Well, that or him kissing like he did, like Randy kissed Steph, and you're just like, no. We aren't going to do that. No, the fact that we essentially have 09 Randy and Cody pressing the, I'm going to be my dad in 86 button.
I got another analogy for him. He's not his dad. He's not his dad in 86.
Oh.
He's his favorite wrestler. He's the dumbest babyface to ever live because he's also my favorite wrestler. Oh. This is just Sting without the paint, man.
He really is Sting. He really is. Look, as I used to say about Sting and Rey Mysterio, they just might have bad vibes.
He's so Sting that they've got Seth doing Black Scorpion shit.
Oh God. Oh, by the way, the mask thing, just my God.
That's not Sting. That's a picture of Sting.
But yeah, Cody. One thing Cody is going to do before Mania, he is going to bleed. Damn it. But when that happened, look, the fact that we are, and I'm not spoiling anything, I am manifesting it. We're about to get Codelander. I don't think people realize just how ruthless of a heel Cody was, on the indies.
I think the only way we get Codelander is if we as fans don't let Randy's turn be a turn. If we keep cheering him through this heel shit, that's how we get to Codelander.
Oh yeah, that's how we do it.
We need to resist that was designed for us to boo. I listened to the clip. They were not booing.
Oh no, yeah,
they were not booing Randall.
It's one of those where it's like, when you see the heel, like the face, like the annoying baby face get beat, and I'm not saying Cody's not an annoying baby face, or he is, and I'm not, I'm kind of on Cody anyway, but like, when you're like, yeah, that person needs their ass beat. Yeah, that's Cody. And like the part that I don't know how much you've watched, but Sami Zayn just kind of crashing out behind the scenes. Sammy's going to
let them play with my heart with Sami anymore.
Well, yeah. So like, Sami is kind of just like, he cuts a promo. Everybody tells him, "Oh, well, if you're so smart, why don't you just do it?" "Oh, that's right, you can't because you keep losing." And then he wipes some stuff off like the carts or a table or whatever, and then just like, "Oh, I'm so angry," and I'm just kind of like, "Yeah, Sami, I want you to snap on somebody someday. Just don't have your little emo child moment in the back." So yeah, if we can get like emo Sami finally snapping on somebody,
Sami heel turn soon, hopefully.
I wouldn't hate it. I'm really hoping that we get something at Mania that signifies a major turn for Cody. The only reason I say that is, as somebody who still wants compensation for the entirety of the John Cena Cody rivalry, I want compensation. This is my mesothelioma moment, to be completely honest. I'm sorry.
Class action lawsuit.
They hooked me at that elimination chamber. I was just like, it's here, it's finally here. And then The Rock was like, I don't feel like going to work anymore, I want to be a serious actor. Here's Travis Scott.
You feel better?
No, I don't, because now I'm just reminded that Travis Scott walked down to the ring, and like you could collectively see people go,
what?
Oh,
Why? What?
Like you could see the collective disappointment of, oh, The Rock's not The Rock's gonna be here, right? He's gonna be here, right?
When's The Rock's music gonna hit? I don't like this music. When's The Rock's music gonna hit?
Oh, okay. Like
Hey,
I respect the fact The Rock was like, hey, we should do this. This is really cool. Are you gonna show up again?
Nah.
No.
Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Hammond, man, tell everyone where they can find you.
Find me on Blue Sky at Aham. I'm on Instagram at Aham's World. It's just there. TikTok, Aham, I think. I'm not sure. I'm just there for barbecue recipes, to be completely honest. So, but yeah, follow me on Blue Sky, and I'll let you know what channel a game is on, or whatever happens. Life be life, and I'm my goal honestly is trying to get like the most obscure sporting event and just tell everybody this channel now. Like it's
one of these days
it's
you're gonna
become a
rickroll
goal
us all, and then you'll lose all credibility. One of these days you're gonna rickroll us all, and we'll lose all credibility.
Honestly, there's times where if I like put like a channel, like there's like ESPN2 or ESPN whatever, and I put the wrong channel, oh, that's like my biggest oh crap. Like it's not even just like, oh, losing the credibility in that sense. It is oh god, I put the wrong channel. Like I would not intentionally fool my audience. I'm not a wrestling promoter. Okay,
I love that you're giving yourself anxiety this way. This is
dude.
anxiety.
I mean, look, I'm a millennial. I have anxiety anyway. I mean, look, wildly gesture at the world. Damn it.
Man, I appreciate you coming on. Make sure you check out all the work over at AL.com that he works on as well. That was your show. We're not going to be back later this week with Felder for your Felder Fridays. As always, brought to you by DanielPaulMortgages.com. If you can pay your rent, you can pay a mortgage. It's my job to help you qualify. Make sure you check out the rest of the MTR network. The Insanity Check is back for you in these trying times, and watch this space because I'll be announcing whatever the hell Chris and I talk about this weekend. That was your show. There is no outro. See you guys later this week.